keep an eye on engagements that occur over there. Already good start here, and Teru is able to find Hanbin very low on health, so able to get the focusing beam to get him out of that mech. Good way to start things off here without a Hanbin mech, and Teru gets rid of the mini diva.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming down from the Echo right away, and it's because the Titans end up winning that initial trade over by the jump pad. Where
has to be careful. He's kind of forced out of line of sight somewhat. Self-destruct here comes from both diva players. Dalton gonna try and deal with Sparkle right now, who's duplicated one of those divas, and a sound barrier gets used here for the Vancouver Titans. There's your Death Blossom from Dalton. Much of it is blocked here, but nicely done. Again, the Titans isolate Hanbin. Fire may have fallen here, but it's looking like a Vancouver fight win.
Yeah, you have the advantage of having that Death Blossom once all the support ults and the duplicate are expended. With no support ultimates on the other scene, Doha with just a teleporter in, able to get one. It'll be Fielder's Coalescence. I think Dallas Fuel get aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans will have a Coalescence of their own in a moment. Maybe a chance to fight back, but they've already lost the Mecha Fried Wiener, and there it is, the self-destruct from Sparkle. Gets the job done. Chunksick got knocked off the map there. Sparkle really going above and beyond as Diva in that duplicate.
It's not the end of the world, though, for the Titans.
Ultimates, and they've not found any of those kills quite yet. Dalton trying to go to work here on Fearless, but Fire goes down to the sticky bombs now, and self-destruct's thrown by both teams. No one falls to either of them as Hartman's able to get back in the mech, and Dalton is the second casualty in this fight for Vancouver. Surely they had to regroup here.
And when they end up using their own Coalescence, they have a window of opportunity there, the Titans. They just didn't go deep enough. Fearless able to use the Primal Rage, keep control of the point for himself. This is over. Sparkle, oh, this is bad. Yeah, stagger kills here towards the end. But you didn't get aggressive enough. You needed to push on forward, you know, put some more pressure on the Dallas Fuel and allow Dalton to go and get a big Death Blossom off.
Into stall here, may have caught a little bit too early, but Dalton's going to be hard-pressed to get much more than the one kill with the Death Blossom, and no, and Harmden puts him in the cone of silence. Sparkle has a duplicate at the ready, but he won't need to use it. The Dallas Fuel overcome Matt. They can keep themselves going with this Coalescence. It could be good, but the Titans are coming up on their first ultimates, but they've lost Chunksick and the Mecha Fried Wiener. Just as that crucial Coalescence is available, oh, they've lost essentially two players here. Terrible situation for the Titans, and Fried Wiener goes down after the D-suit here. There might still be a chance. Dalton can't get away. Oh, Fielder gets rid of him as he tries to escape behind the pillar. And that's another reset for the Titans, Matt. These mistakes, they're small. They're only small, but they cost them so dearly.
Why do they throw their Coalescence?
Now it's time to make it happen. Chunksick steps forward there. Again, looking just to try and pressure Hanbin. Fearless again doesn't benefit from the sound barrier from Jexa, but has Primal Rage, so not a huge deal. That might be a problem though. Doha gets caught out of position by Teru. Self-destruct. There's one here from the Fuel that doesn't catch anyone as Sparkle tried to reciprocate. Well, Fried Wiener's going to get a self-destruct of his own, but Teru gets two self-destruct kills from different self-destruct instances in the same fight. And the Titans, through sheer weight of ultimates by the look.
See how the Titans play defense against this. Dallas making a push for the point now.
Death Blossom, as you sort of predicted, would be there for Dalton to get Sparkle. It's a cheap and easy pickoff that really puts the Titans in a great spot here. Makes you wonder how much more Dallas want to commit to this fight. It looks like a little bit more. Hanbin, self-destruct. No catch there, goes through a remake, but Dalton keeps his distance. Canneling now trying to pressure down Fearless, but Harmon gets with the micro rockets. Here's Rolf's Coalescence. Should give them Jexa, but he's just able to skip away at the last moment. Dallas are continuing to fight here. They want to press onto Chunksick. He's very, very low. Fried Wiener does get the remake in front of the Primal Raging Fearless, but Chunksick's fallen, Matt.
Yeah, and there'll be a sound barrier here for Fire, and it just connects with him and FRD. So I believe it was Fearless just kind of knocking players out of the way. So sound barrier comes in for the Dallas Fuel. Didn't look like much was gotten there. Coalescence here as well. Dallas looking to finish it off, and I think the Titans knew the scenario they were in. They tried to push forward after they got some kills in that previous fight, because they knew if they just stood there and just took so much poke damage that players for the respawn were going to come back for Dallas, and it was going to be GG after that. Fire will get on, get a touch here, but looking like this map 1 will be favored, going in favor of the Dallas Fuel.
Fire, tough, impossible for him to touch the point at this stage. Jackson could have booped him away either way. Fried Wiener desuited, looking like a dad bringing the Nuggies back home in Springfield, Missouri, but no W for his team right now. Self-destruct, nothing there, and the Dallas Fuel take map number 1. I feel like Dalton's pretty crucial here, Matt, though. That that Ash pressure really needs to be felt. Here's what I was talking about, though. Those airborne targets getting pressured by Cole. It's going to be a Diva duplicate.
And that duplicate is pretty much forced out by the Coalescence. Teru was so weak at that moment in time. He's basically forced to use Coalescence or die. And that's exactly what I mentioned. They're going to wait for the Coalescence before this first fight. Doha TP's up to the high ground, put some pressure onto Rolf. The Coalescence comes through.
Some teams wait until they have a support ultimate to start the fight, though, and that might give the Titans, or Rolf rather, a chance to build that up. Duplicate, Sparkle going to be another Reaper for the time being. There's a Primal Rage Winston. Teru is definitely the prime target for primarily Winstons right now. Friday Winner's already DC'd, so this is going to be super nasty. The Death Blossom comes in and no one can really stop Sparkle right now. Teru is down. Dalton lucky to be alive, but that won't be for long now. He doesn't have Wraith Walk available. The Titans forced back into the very prestigious of their own house. And now the Dallas Fuel setting up in the front yard. Fried will step up, stall a little bit here, but the Coalescence comes a little too late. The Titans never had a chance to get any value out of that Moira. There'll be a beat here for Fire. Waits until the bubble's gone, and there's the beat. A little bit higher, but he's able to land it either way. Jax is going to have one in just a moment here. Self-destruct goes off now. There's going to be two more of them, though. Sparkle lets one go on the high ground, but Hanbin, he's the one that catches Fire. Fry Winner now drops to the point. He needs to go to a self-destruct to get his mech back, but he's not going to be allowed to do so. Doha stays around and Wraith walks before the explosion comes out. I mean, Matt, you can't ask for much more from the Dallas Fuel there. That's pretty clean in the mirror.
You'll still stay in this if you're the Dallas Fuel. So Sparkle going to have a big duplicate coming up.
Doha getting pressured out of position for a moment there and just Wraith walks away from Dalton's Death Blossom. He has to go back with Wraith Walk himself now. Oh, Fire. Yeah, he's too low. Fearless able to catch him there. And it's going to be the rest of the Fuel. Just leap upon the dregs of the Titans. Oh, and they're in the doldrums, Matt. 30 seconds remain for Vancouver to get something.
And then watch for Jex's sound barrier here towards the end.
Dallas obviously don't mind giving up a tick or two here. They've already finished their attack. It's all about winning the fight in the end. Doha, deep. Oh, he's able to get Dalton at the very least, and he'll be looking for more. He gets it. Doha, never satisfied with just a little.
Thinks I got a tick.
Chunksic, well, that's fantastic. Chunksic very pleased with himself, I'm sure, as he heads back to the... Well, he doesn't actually have a team to go back to. Oh, I hate to see it. He gets taken down there. I mean, it could be worse, Vancouver. You could be getting breadsticks and pizzas mixed up, but it's not a map win.
The sound barrier is a little too late, though, as now you'll have Hanbin use his self-destruct to get back in his mech. So Chunks is so far behind. They are... I don't know how they're going to try and fight this. Chunks now back in the fight. You know, but those 15, 20 seconds, you don't have a main tank by the point or near the point, end up costing you.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it was just Fried Wiener and Dalton, push down main at the top of your screen there against Soon. What are the Titans doing here? Wrapping around the backside? They're going for it. Teleporting for Dalton to the high ground. He wants to try and get value out of this Death Blossom. Not a terrible way to do it. Fielder can't fade away right now, but he's healed up enough with the passive self-healing of that Coalescence and Jaxa by his side that Dalton gets nothing, even though he tries to set up with a fancy position.
No, I don't hate taking this fight early.
Pressuring Chunks, it seems to be the name of the game right now. Get the Winston low. He's going to get a bit of Biotic Orb attention. That self-destruct, that's quite scary. The Titans can't actually fall back the way they would have wanted to because of the bomb. Dalton is felled by Doha here, and a self-destruct will come out now from Hanbin, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Sparkle. Hanbin has his now. Doha falls, Sparkle gets Teru with a focusing beam here, and the Titans, man, barely holding on.
Yeah, they're going to have a Coalescence here, though, if they want to use it. Rolf's got that big support ultimate. If they feel like they can extend this, and he's going to pop it now.
Fire was so low. That Coalescence had to come out there, or they would have lost to Lucio. Chunksic, even with the Coalescence healing, can barely stay alive under the scrutiny of the focusing beam. He does still stand, though. There will be...
It's a good disengage, though, by the
another Death Blossom available here. Fearless drops in. It's a short jump. Here we go. Into the back, and Doha comes up with 3. Oh, my. Yep. Looks like the Titans flew Emirates. Yikes.
It's when the Coalescence comes because Chunksic is so low from the focusing beam from Sparkle, they're just trying to charge him up and give him some more HP, and the pain keeps coming.
I'm feeling it.
This will be the Coalescence from Fielder.
I didn't think I was an empath, Matt. I'm a bit cold and logical sometimes, but I am feeling whatever the Titans must be going through right now. Dalton and Teru are both down, so there's no real damage potential here. Rolf already used Coalescence. Fire gets a barrier, but Teru was in spawn, I think, so it doesn't benefit from it. Still sound barrier, keeps him in the fight for now, buys a little bit of time to get Teru back in the action. Chunksick, okay, the fade was there for Fielder. He's able to get away, and Chunksick wasn't nearly as lucky. Death Blossom now from Dalton. He attempted to go for it, but it's cut short by Doha's Hellfire shotgun. And the Dallas Fuel have 2 minutes and 59 seconds on the clock. Down Chunksick and a self-destruct there, which will go pretty high and wide. No one really bothered by that one too much. Teru actually copies Chunksick, or rather a Winston here. So we'll have Primal Rage. I don't think it'll really do much against the sound barrier here as Dalton goes down to Sparkle's self-destruct. Sparkle now trying to dump altitude here as a bomb gets dropped by Hanbin, if I'm not mistaken. He's getting so much done to focusing beam on Teru. Sparkle is on a tear right now. Rolf knows he's done. He was 1v4 on the point now, and Chunksick looking a little foolish here with his fists flying. It's hard to deal with in these compositions. Micro rockets do it, sticky bombs do it, Reaper does it. There's a lot of volatility involved with playing this comp. I mean, Fried goes down to the Primal Rage there. I think it's a decent target selection for Fearless as the Minidiva can't do anything to get away as, whereas the Moira and Lucio could. Okay, Sparkle drops again. Sparkle hasn't been involved in this fight, and the Dallas Fuel are fine with 5 players. They're handling themselves. Pressure on Hanbin now. Self-destruct already. He'll have 2 if he's done this properly. Back in the mech now. Doha goes down in the first bomb, and Sparkle does him one better. It's the whole backline of the Titans that's down. Rolf had coalescence. He died during it. Fire had the sound barrier. No opportunity to use it in this fight. So it's going to be an enforced savings plan for the Lucio of the Vancouver Titans. Not only has been the no extra carbohydrates acquired.
With Fearless's Primal and Hanbin self-destruct.
20 seconds on the clock. Dalton's forced to go for a defensive death.
Oh, that
blossom.
is such an early sound barrier. This is so good, though. Dallas can now disengage.
Yeah, they knocked him back as well. I think Hanbin just charged him with DM, and it's an absolute massacre. The Vancouver Titans have nothing left to work with. Doha deals with them. Hanbin was sat on the point just so there'd be no tick scenario. And the Vancouver Titans, they know better than anyone that just ain't good enough.
No, it's the streak of games that is just brutal continues for the Titans, and you've seen them start to look better, like we've talked about, but just not enough to get wins here. Where Dallas comes in, they take care of business.
Dallas have now cemented themselves their spot in the June Joust knockouts.